It's always a joy to come to Carmel and work with the chorale. It's some of the best singers I get to work with any year. And it's really unusual that you get such an extraordinary level of virtuosity and ability as solo singers, but also a love of ensemble singing and a love of corporate music making that really characterizes the singers that we get for this chorale. That any one of them could step forward and sing the solos at the front of the stage in any given concert, but they're more interested in making beautiful music than just the ego. And so they get just as much gratification out of singing together with other extraordinary singers. And I think that sets us up for not only a really beautiful sound and a really virtuosic ability to learn fast and make nuanced decisions about music, but it also means that there's a real joy and a real love of what we do that's shared by the singers. And so they become a real family. And that many of our best friends are other members of the chorale. And that throughout the year, even if we don't only get to sing with them in July, we're in contact a fair amount to see how they're doing. And that's another part of the joy of this festival, is the way that not only is beautiful music created, but so is beautiful community. So many things. I mean, one is the physical beauty of the place. That every year when I step off the plane, I think I'll remember how beautiful it is, but I'm always dumbstruck by the gorgeousness of this landscape. So that's certainly part of it. But most important are the ability to make music at a really world-class level, to invest artistically in a really rich and deep way. And the relationships that we built over the 10 years that I've been here for something to water for that. To spend time with people that I love and admire and love to collaborate with musically. Yes, I do have to think a lot about the building when I choose the program for the mission, part acoustically and partly just the ambiance of the place. That some music just wouldn't fit that beautiful acoustic, but also beautiful physical visual presence. That there's not a lot of secular music that works really beautifully in there, although there is some. I'm delighted to get to do some of that day. It begins usually with the theme of the year. So for instance, this year the idea of Bach Inspires made it an obvious choice to sort of present these pairs of pieces that are by Bach and then by composers inspired by Bach. But as I go along, there are pieces that come in and out of focus as I think about how will these sound in that space, and also how will this sound with these singers. But there are certain pieces that I'm especially excited to do here. For instance, this year for me, one of the hearts of the mission program was a Brahms motet, Warum ist das Licht gegeben, which is exquisite and incredibly intense and deeply profound, but a piece that I'm reluctant to do very quickly, very many places, because the vocal demands are high, but especially the musical demands are high. It really takes artists who are committed and understanding, willing to really go deep in their questioning of what a piece means. And so for me, that was one of the hearts and one of the first parts of that program was I realized this is a piece that we can do that it's very rare to find a group that will sing as well as the chorale. So I began with that and then worked outwards to find other pieces that built up into a really cohesive whole. Showed off the space, showed off the singers, and stayed true to the theme of the year. Yeah. Sure. Next year the plan is to do a single piece, which is very different than the last couple of years where we've done really interesting mixtures of pieces. Mm-hmm. But next year we'll go back to the first great masterpiece of the choral orchestral repertoire, the Monterey Vespers, which is a spectacular piece for this space and this group of singers. It's very exciting to think about how this will sound. It's a fascinating combination of ensemble singing, but with lots and lots of really virtuosic, very exciting solos. And so we'll be able to feature at least half the chorale in step-out roles that are just jaw-droppingly exciting. And so that's fun because there's also, they are perfectly happy to sing in the chorale all the time, but there is a joy I have in getting to show to the audience why the chorale sounds so good, which is when each one of those people steps out and sings by themselves. They're an artist of